Hi, welcome back to English 111 Online. This week we're going to be starting our second essay on comparison and contrast. And so this week, these are the activities that you need to do. View the video, which you're doing now. Read chapter 12 in your real writing, or view this Google slideshow on comparison and contrast. I sort of have included the high spots from chapter 12 in the slide presentation. So if you don't have time, do the slide presentation. There's a TED Talk that's on here. View it. It's very interesting. I think you'll enjoy it. It's a great introduction to comparison and contrast, but it is not part of our assignment. So if you don't have time to do it, that is optional, and you don't have to do that either. You do need to read the Essay 2 document and begin your research for Essay 2 and complete a graphic organizer for Essay 2 and turn that in on the Turnitin link for this week's course grade. So let's take a look at the document for Essay 2. This is just like the other document that we had for Essay 1, except this one is dealing with comparison and contrast. The sources for this, what we're going to be doing is comparing either Raleigh, North Carolina or Greenville, North Carolina with one of their international sister cities. And so you're going to end up with 2 to 3 sources for this, a source for your home city, Greenville or Raleigh, and a source for the sister city. If you have another source that adds value to your document that you're typing up, your essay, then you can use another one as well. MLA 8th edition formatting, just like we did the first time, and this one should be about a page longer than the one before. Here here is the objective for this essay. Compare and contrast Raleigh, North Carolina with one of her 5 sister cities outside the United States, or compare and contrast Greenville with its sister city. Raleigh has 5, Greenville only has 1. And I'm going to show you what they are and give you all that information in this document. What you're going to need to do is to research whichever home city you chose, and then find some points of comparison with the sister cities that they are linked with. And you want to compare information with the same points of comparison. In comparing things, you want to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, not apples to oranges, as the saying goes. So the 2 cities are similar enough to make a valid comparison, but you want to keep the same points of comparison. I have some background information here on sister cities. Feel free to use that if you any of that in your essay if you want to. And I gave the actual MLA citation right here, so you can use the same MLA citation in your document as well. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to choose Raleigh or Greenville. It doesn't matter to me which one. I tried to find sister cities for Greenville and Rocky Mount, but I could not find them. So I guess it has to be a little larger city. And Raleigh and Greenville are close by our area, and so I chose those. You want to choose one of the sister cities as your subject B for your comparison and contrast. Here are Raleigh's cities. I made a screenshot of the Sister City International website page. Here's Raleigh, and these are the sister cities that Raleigh is paired with. There are 5 of them: China, Germany, Kenya, the United Kingdom, and France. And then so you could do that, or you could choose Greenville, and Greenville only has one, this city in South Korea. Notice I'm avoiding pronouncing these cities. After you choose Raleigh or Greenville, you're going to need to do some research on them. So I have included here live links from Data USA page for Raleigh and the same Data USA page for Greenville. Scroll down on those pages and you'll find lots of good information there. And then you want to find some information on the sister city. Find something that's reliable, something that you feel like you can trust, but do not use Wikipedia. It's not acceptable for a college essay. It's not acceptable for this assignment. All right, then you're going to, when you do that research, you're going to fill out your graphic organizer. And that is due Sunday night before midnight. So when we click on the graphic organizer and bring it up, and I think I need to do that because I haven't already done that, you'll fill in this graphic organizer. Now, one of the things that you'll fill in it that you'll need to do before you can actually type on this, as soon as it pulls up, I'll show you. This is going to be a view only document for you, so you won't be able to type on this. But if you go up to the top of the document and click on File, you'll get a drop-down menu that says Make a Copy. Once you click on that, you can make a copy that you can type on. So that's what you'll need to do first, is make a copy of this and then save it after you fill it in so that you can upload it on the Turnitin link. All right, so here's the way you're going to do it. You're going to put under, in this little cell under Raleigh or Greenville, which one you chose, Raleigh, North Carolina or Greenville, North Carolina. Over here, you're going to put the sister city and the country that is the sister city to Greenville or Raleigh, that over here. So here's your subject A, here's your subject B. And then these are your points of comparison and contrast over here. I've given you room to do 4 points of comparison or contrast. You really only need to do 3 for this essay, but 4, and if you even want to have more, you can. You can add rows to have more if you want to. But once you fill out this document, like suppose over here you're going to put what the comparison is. Maybe it's income level. Then you're going to put the income, median income level for Raleigh, and you're going to put over here the median income level for the sister city in France. It really is up to you what you put in this column as your points of comparison and contrast, but you're just going to find the information for both of these. And you may not even know at this point what you would like to put in it until you do some research. So you're going to have to look around and make some notes and figure out what you want to include here. Once you have completed that graphic organizer, then you will go back to the Moodle page, and there is a Turnitin link for you to submit that right down here under the graded assignment. Here is the graphic organizer again. You can access it through the document for the essay, or you can access it right here. I've also given you instructions here about how to make a copy that you can actually type on, and then you'll turn it in on the link right here, the Turnitin link. Okay, let's go back to the essay and document and look at this. You want to look for anything that you find interesting, but whatever you do for one, you need to do for the other. So just keep that in mind. When you get to the point where you want to start drafting your document, it is not due until the following Sunday night, which would be March the 4th. And we'll do it the same way we did last time. I'll look at your rough draft. I'll make comments on it. You'll have a chance to revise before your final essay is due on March 11th. But I've gone through here and spelled out what needs to go in your introduction paragraph, and then what your thesis statement should look like. When you look at the slideshow on comparison and contrast, you'll find a slide that has this template for a comparison and contrast essay. So I might have the similarities and differences between Raleigh, North Carolina, and whatever that city was in France, show, illustrate, or suggest that while Raleigh has more cultural events to attend, the city in France is very close to Paris, and so you can go to Paris to get some of that same culture that you can get in Raleigh. I don't know what it's going to be. You won't know what it's going to be until you do the research and know what point that it is that you want to make. Now, in comparison and contrast, there are two ways you can organize your essay. One is subject by subject. This is also covered in the slideshow presentation. So one is subject by subject. You would do, for instance, Greenville, and then you would cover your points of comparison and contrast. And then you would do Incheon, South Korea, and those same points. Or you could do in point by point, you would do point one, like income level for Greenville and for the city in South Korea. And then you would move on to point two, the education level for Greenville and the city in South Korea, and so forth. They both will have paragraphs of introduction, and they both will have conclusions. So very similar to how you built your introduction last time would be the same things that the same skill for this one. And the way you wrapped it up with your concluding paragraph would be the same for this one. You can get smart thinking feedback. It's optional. You don't have to do it. You can get peer review. If you can find somebody that wants to read it with you or for you, you can do that. But we will do the instructor feedback, and the final, which is March 4th, due March 4th, and the final for this essay is due March 11th. So enjoy this project, and I look forward to getting your graphic organizers this week. See you next time.